Good morning, children. Welcome back. We will continue with our chapter number 4, and in that we had started with the ancient Indian literature. So we'll continue with the second part of ancient Indian literature. Now, in the previous video, I have covered about the Vedas, the Brahmanical literature, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Purans, and lastly about the Sanskrit work, some of the Sanskrit work. We have started about the Kautilya's Arthashastra also. Now we will continue with the Buddhist literature. Now Buddhist literature was written down in Pali language, okay, and it was divided into 3 sections. And the whole, all the 3 sections combined, it was known as Triptika. Triptika means having 3 parts. Okay, the first one was Sukta Pittika, second is the Vinaya Pittika, and the third one is the Abhidhamma Pittika. Now, this Buddhist literature was an important source for the history of Buddhism and its royal patrons like Ashoka. In these books, we can know about the history of all Buddhism and about the time period of Ashoka. Then it also uncovered the aspects of political, social and economic conditions of the period, at that time period. How the people, the people who were following Buddhism, what was their social life, what was their economic life, the political conditions of that time period. Now, all the 3 books I told you were known as Triptikas. Okay, it is the basket of 3 books, we can say, or a collection of 3 books. All were written down in Pali language and they laid down the principles of Buddhism. Now, Sutta Pittika, it contains the sermons of Lord Buddha. Vinaya Pittika, which has got the rules for the Buddhist monks and nuns, those who follow Buddhism, what rules they have to follow, that is written down in Vinaya Pittika. And Abhidhamma Pittika, which contains a systematic arrangement of the teachings of Sutta Pittika. Okay, कि पूरा अरेंजमेंट बताया गया है कि बुद्धा ने कैसे कैसे जो भी टीचिंग्स की थी उनको कैसे किया जाए. दैट हैज़ बीन टोल्ड डाउन इन अभिधम्मा पिटिका. Now we again come to the Sanskrit literature. Okay, now during this time period, we can say the Gupta period was known as the golden period for the growth and the development of Sanskrit poems and dramas. Sanskrit was much developed during the time of Gupta dynasty. Now the great writers like Kalidas, Bhavabhuti, Bhairavi, then Bhartihari, Bhanabhat, Manga, all these have been belonging during the time period of Gupta. Now we must have heard about the name Kalidas. Okay, Kalidas works are known all over the world. Here you can see the picture of Kalidas. Okay, now some of his famous books were Kumar Sambhava. Then this is book Raghuvansham by Kalidas. Then Meghdut. Okay. Next one is also Abhigyan Shakuntalam, Rutu Samhar. All these were the great works of Kalidas that were written down in a, we can say, in a poetic form or in a dramatic style. Another great poet of that time was Bana. Bana had written down 2 books, Kadambari and Harsha Charit. Okay, and in this Harsha Charit describes the, or we can say it tells us about the the King Harsha. It is a biography of King Harsha. Then next is the great Sanskrit scholar Bhavabhuti. He had written down the book Uttar Ramcharit. Then Bhairavi, another great scholar, he had written down the book Kritar Juniam. Vishakadatta, he had written down Mudra Raksha. Okay, that was the famous work of Vishakadatta. Then Shudrak, his famous work was Mrich Katikam. See, this is the book written down in Sanskrit, Mrich Katikam by Shudrak. Last one is the Dandi. He had written down the book Dash Kumar Charita. All these books covered the subjects or we can say the time period. They had described the political events, the romance, the allegories, comedies and the philosophy. Okay, they each and every topic had been covered in their stories or in their poems. Now, so many verses or poems were even written down in Gujarat. We can say Gujarat also was very famous for its literary work. Gujarati language developed, and in that many poems, I told you, the stories, the dramas have been written down in Gujarati. The heritage of Gujarati literature was made prosperous, okay, by so many authors or the poets like Narsingh Mehta was there, Dayaram. I have collected some of the pictures. This is the picture of Munshi Premchand. Okay. Then Mirabai, she was a great, we can say, poet. Then Dalpat Ram, another Gujarati poet. These are the pictures of Dayaram, Akho, then Narmad, Naval Ram Pandya. They had written so many books, they had written so many poems. Then Narmad Shankar Mehta, Mahipatram Ruparam. Here you can see the pictures of Govardhan Tripathi, then Kishore Lal Mashruwala, Uma Shankar Joshi. These all are the scholars in Gujarati, and they had, enriched Gujarati literature. Now we come to the Dravidian literature. Now, when these Dravidian people had come up to India, they had also brought their own literature, and their main languages were which one? The Tamil, Telugu, Kannada and Malayalam. And among them, Tamil is considered as the oldest of all these literary works. Now, according to the traditions, 3 literary gatherings and sangams were held, at which many sages and poets recited their compositions. In gatherings, they used to recite all their poems or their compositions. They contained many themes like politics, war and love. The famous works of this body of literature includes Itutkoi. Itutkoi is the composition of 8 poems, and Tolkappiyam. See, this is the picture of Tolkappiyam. Okay, that is a grammar book, and it is again, we can say, all the grammatical knowledge has been given in this book. And the another one is Pattu Pattu, that is the composition of 10 songs. Now, Thiruvalluvar also wrote a famous book, Kurai, in which so many verses have been given about the daily life and the religion. Then the Shilpadikaram and the Manikmalai. These are also some of the famous, we can say, works in Tamil literature. Here you can see the pictures of Shilpadikaram and Manikmalai. All these are the translations. And this is a combination of Shilpadikaram and Manikmalai. Okay, all this was about our Sanskrit literature or the Buddhist literature, Gujarati literature and the Dravidian literature. Again, this is also a part of ancient Indian literature. Now, in your, we can say, board examination point of view, this answer do comes for 4 marks. 4 mark ka bada answer, most of the times it has been asked. Okay, write down detailed answer about ancient Indian literature or a short note on ancient Indian literature. So you will cover all the topics starting from page number 30, 31 and 32. Okay, go through it, learn the name of the books, learn the name of the authors also, and in which languages have been written down. Okay, whether it is written down in Pali language or in Hindi language or Sanskrit language, that also you have to write along with it. Okay, so a big answer, a detailed answer you have to learn. Okay beta, thank you. Have a nice day.